Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. All right, so we are on daily reading for Jeremiah chapter 33. Here we go. Moreover, the word of Yehovah came to Yirmiyahu a second time, while he was still shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Thus says Yehovah who made it, Yehovah who formed it, to establish it. Yehovah is his name. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. For thus says Yehovah, the Elohim of Yisrael, concerning the houses of this city, and the houses of the kings of Yehuda, which have been pulled down to fortify against the siege mounds and the sword. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but only to fill their places with the dead bodies of men, whom I will slay in my anger and my fury, and for whose wickedness I have hidden my face from this city. Behold, I will bring it health and healing. I will heal them and reveal to them the abundance of peace and truth. I will cause the captives of Yehuda and the captives of Israel to return, and will rebuild those places as at the first. I will cleanse them from all their iniquity by which they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities by which they have sinned and by which they have transgressed against me. Then it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise, and an honor before all nations of the earth, who shall hear all the good that I do to them. They shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and all the prosperity that I provide for it. Thus says Yehovah, again there shall be heard in this place, of which you say, It is desolate, without man and without beast. In the cities of Yehuda, in the streets of Yerushalayim, that are desolate, without man and without inhabitant and without beast. The voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of those who will say, Praise Yehovah Tzvaot, Yehovah is good, for his mercy endures forever. And of those who will bring the sacrifice and praise into the house of Yehovah, for I will cause the captives of the land to return as at the first, says Yehovah. Thus says Yehovah Tzvaot, in this place which is desolate, without man and without beast, and in all its cities there shall again be a dwelling place of shepherds, causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the lowland, in the cities of the south, in the land of Benjamin, in the places around Yerushalayim, and in the cities of Yehuda, the flocks shall again pass under the hands of him who counts them, says Yehovah. Behold, the days are coming, says Yehovah, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised to the house of Israel and to the house of Yehuda. In those days and at that time I will cause to grow up to David a branch of righteousness. He shall execute judgment and righteousness in the earth. In those days Yehuda will be saved, and Yerushalayim will dwell safely. And this is the name by which she will be called, Yehovah our righteousness. For thus says Yehovah, and Yehovah Tzedekenu in Hebrew. For thus says Yehovah, David shall never lack a man to sit on the throne of the house of Israel, nor shall the priests, the Levites, lack a man to offer burnt offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings, and to sacrifice continually. And the word of Yehovah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, Thus says Yehovah, if you can break my covenant with the day, and my covenant with the night, so that there will not be day nor night in their season, then my covenant may also be broken with David my servant, so that he shall not have a son to reign on his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. As the host of heaven cannot be numbered, nor the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the descendants of David my servant, and the Levites who minister to me. Moreover, the word of Jehovah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, Have you not considered what these people have spoken, saying, The two families which Jehovah has chosen, he has also cast them off? Thus they have despised my people, as if they should no more be a nation before them. Thus says Jehovah, If my covenant is not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then I will cast away the descendants of Yaakov and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his descendants to be rulers over the descendants of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. For I will cause their captives to return and will have mercy on them. Wow, wow, wow. There is so much to say about this chapter. Shabbat Shalom, treasure, and it's showing somebody else is watching, but it's not telling me who they are, so Shabbat Shalom to you. Man, where to begin? There's so much. Okay, so I'm trying to touch on this. I love how this starts off, first off, in the first couple verses here. Moreover, the word of Jehovah came to Yirmiyahu a second time, while he was still shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Thus says Jehovah who made it, Jehovah who formed it, to establish it. Jehovah is his name. Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. So right out the gate, Jehovah is telling Yirmiyahu, This I am Jehovah. I made it. I formed it. I established it. And Jehovah is my name. Call to me, and I will answer you, show you great and mighty things. And he gets into the stuff of regathering, bringing Israel back. But he's talking about a time when he will regather them at the end. And this is continuation from Jeremiah 31 through 34, talking about in the end times when he will make a new covenant with Israel, and he will make them one house again, and all of these things, because he's divorced Ephraim, Israel, and everything that's happened. But I love what's being said here, and it's establishing that the Torah has never, ever been done away with in any way, shape, or form. And you get this loud and clear in here. I mean, Yah is telling us from verse 17 on, David shall never lack a man to sit on the throne of the house of Israel, nor shall the priests, the Levites, lack a man to offer burnt offerings before me. Now, it doesn't say a high priest of the Levites. It just says that the Levites will never lack a man. So we can immediately go to Ezekiel. Let me get to Ezekiel here. And this is in millennial reign. Ezekiel chapters 40 through 48 are all about millennial reign. And let's see where's it at here? Give me just a second here. Now we know that when things went south, the descendants of Zadok, here we go. So Ezekiel 44 verse 15, but the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, who kept charge of my sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near me to minister to me, and they shall stand before me to offer to me the fat and the blood, says Jehovah Elohim. Now this is in millennial reign, okay? So this proves the establishment that the Levitical priesthood is not done away with until after everything is finished, until millennial reign and everything is done. And right here is an evidence of that. So in Jeremiah 33 is saying, Nor shall the priests, the Levites, lack a man to offer burnt offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings, and to sacrifice continually. Well, in this we also have in Ezekiel 45 where it talks about the prince. Now, the prince is of David. Now, some believe it is David. Whatever the case may be, the prince in Ezekiel 45, he goes and read verses 18 through 25. Ezekiel 45, 18 through 25. But just to touch on one part of it, it says here, verse 22, and on that day the prince shall prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bull for a sin offering. And it's talking about the feast, Pesach, and Feast of Unleavened Bread, and including even Yom Kippurim. Ezekiel 46, verse 2, the prince shall enter by way of the vestibule of the gateway from the outside and stand by the gatepost. The priests, that's being the Levites, shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings. He shall worship at the threshold of the gate, then he shall go out, but the gate shall not be shut until evening. So right here, Mishpachah, we have what Yah is telling Jeremiah in Jeremiah 33, verse 17 and 18, specifically verse 8. Verse 17 and 18. For thus says Yehovah, David shall never lack a man to sit on the throne of the house of Yisrael. Now this will be the prince that's in millennial reign. 18. Now we also know that Yeshua, because in the flesh he came from the line of David and is referenced as Son of Man or Son of David, that also fulfills this as well. But 18, nor shall the priests, the Levites, lack a man to offer burnt offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings, and to sacrifice continually. And we have the fulfillment of that being spoken of right there in Ezekiel chapters 44, 45, and 46. And I love what Yah also says here. Because, and I talk about this because he says, verse 20, thus says Yehovah, if you can break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that there will not be day and night in their season, then my covenant may also be broken with David my servant. So Yah is saying, if we can break the covenant, if we can end it, we have a way to end it. There's no way. Because we weren't even around when he made the covenant of the day and the night, Genesis chapter 1. Yah established it. He established the light, the sun to be the night of the day, and the moon and the stars to be the light, the illuminaries for the night. He established that by a word. He spoke it, and it became. And this is the depth of understanding that we need to have, Mishpachah, is that by speaking, it was made covenant right then and there on the spot. This is why we have to be so careful with what we allow to come out of our mouth. This is why we need to really think before we speak. Because this is why Yeshua says that we will be held accountable for every idle word. Because when we speak covenant. We really do. When we're declaring stuff, we're declaring things to be by the authority that was given to us when we were given life. And this is why Scripture says that life and death is in the tongue. And we, in our finite knowledge and wisdom, Mishpachah, we cannot fully grasp the depths of what that really means. But yet Yah says, if we can break that covenant, which we cannot, because we did not speak it, we did not create it, we did not establish it. He's saying, this is impossible. You can't do this. Therefore, you can never take away the covenant that I made with David. And everything. Verse 22, as the host of heaven cannot be numbered, nor the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the descendants of David my servant and the Levites who minister to me. Moreover, the word of Jehovah came to Jeremiah, saying," and then verse 24, "Have you not considered what these people have spoken, saying, the two families which Jehovah has chosen, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, the two houses of Israel, thus they have despised my people, as if they should no more be a nation before them? Thus says Jehovah, if my covenant is not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then I will cast away the descendants of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his descendants to be rulers over the descendants of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, for I will cause their captives to return and will have mercy on them." Wow. 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 And, oh, did I say wow? So, Mishpachah, I encourage you, if you caught all that, go back and listen to this again, because, man, or not even listen to this, go read the chapter, meditate on it, and bring the scriptures together. It's just amazing. It goes to prove how all of those who would dare say, excuse me, I get hiccups. All those who would dare say that Yah's covenant is done away with. To say that Yah's Torah is done away with is to declare all his covenants null and void. That is literally what it declares. Every covenant. It's to declare all of them. It's to declare creation null and void. It's to declare the Shabbat null and void. Of course, many say that. It's to declare everything null and void, because to declare the Torah, the law, as they call it, null and void, is to declare everything in it null and void. And that's idiocy. And right here, even after Yah has already done everything he's done and divorced Israel and everything in captivity, he's saying this covenant will still be fulfilled. It has not gone anywhere in all of it. And then reading in scriptures of the end times in Ezekiel, how that covenant is fulfilled. Amen. So, well, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. I hope y'all are blessed. In just a few hours, in about between 4 and 4:30, so in the next 4 to 4.5 hours, Anthony and Angela are going to be on here to do the Shabbat sermon today. And what an awesome message they've got planned. I am looking forward to it. So be sure to tune in. I love you all, Mishpachah, but most of all, and for sure, Yah loves you. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.